Spiritual Teaching 138. Love one another. 1. Beloved disciples, each moment that passes in your life is a step that brings you closer to your Father. Slowly, step by step, you walk the path that leads to the kingdom of light. 2. Little by little you are approaching the time in which you will know how to give in justice what corresponds to the spiritual and what touches the world. A time of true prayer, of worship without fanaticism, in which you will know how to pray before each company, in which you will know how to ensure what has been entrusted to you. 3. How can man be wrong when, before doing his will, he questions his Father through the conscience? The man who knows how to pray, lives in contact with God, knows the value of the benefits that he receives from me, and at the same time he understands the meaning or purpose of the tests he is going through. 4. The man who prays before God is a spiritual man who does not wear a bandage of darkness before his eyes, able to discover within and outside of it unknown worlds, unknown aspects of life, lights and truths that surround the lives of men without them perceiving them. 5. Whoever discovers this path can no longer stop, because their feelings have awakened and their spiritual gifts have been sensitized. Today they hear voices of nature. Tomorrow they will be able to perceive messages of the spiritual kingdom. Later they will hear the voice of their Lord in a communication from spirit to spirit, a fruit of love between the Father and his children. 6. People, do not envy these spokesmen for whom I communicate, because if you really prepare yourself in flesh and in spirit, you will come to surpass them after this communication has passed. 7. Time of trials and wonders is the one reserved for this people, my witness to my communication in this third era. 8. I have not yet said my last word, that is, my last lessons, in which I will reveal many mysteries still. But my will and my innates are written in the conscience of all these people, so that they have full knowledge of how the end of my manifestation will be. 9. It is necessary that you understand that I have come to teach you everything you should know, so that you can penetrate in the worlds or dwellings that await you. Because just as your spirit had to be prepared in the valley in which he dwelt, in order to incarnate and inhabit the earth, thus he will have to prepare to return to the valley that he left, since he goes to higher abodes in love, in purity, and in wisdom. 9. It is necessary that you understand that I have come to teach you everything you should know, so that you can penetrate in the worlds or dwellings that await you. Because just as your spirit had to be prepared in the valley in which he dwelt, in order to incarnate and inhabit the earth, thus he will have to prepare to return to the valley that he left, since he goes to higher abodes in love, in purity, and in wisdom. 10. Do not doubt my word. In the first era I fulfilled my promise to liberate Israel from the slavery of Egypt that meant idolatry and darkness, to take you to Canaan, land of freedom and worship of the living God. There to you, my advent as man was announced, and the prophecy was fulfilled word for word in Jesus. I, that master who dwelt and loved you in Jesus, I promised to speak to the world in another time, to manifest myself in spirit. And here you have the fulfillment of my promise. 11. Today I announce to you that I have reserved for your spirit wonderful regions, dwellings, spiritual mansions where you can find true freedom to love, to do good and spread my light. Can you doubt it, after having kept my previous promises? 12. Know that the great spirits work in my work eternally. Elijah, destined to announce the arrival of the teacher among my disciples. It is the light that opens a gap in the spirits, descending until reaching the lost in the way, towards those who sleep or have died to faith in spiritual life, to envelop them in the fire of love that he emanates, fire that is faith, extermination of evil and purification. His voice calls in every nation. His purifying fire advances, sweeping away the weeds. Certainly purification leaves a trail of pain in its wake, but soon it becomes a divine consolation, represented in Mary, pouring his balm on every sobbing heart, on every creature, tormented by pain. 13. I will come to visit heart by heart, to make my divine call heard to men, saying only, follow me. 14. I come to comfort you in your trials, and to tell you that when the chalice is very bitter on your palate, say to your Father who dwells in heaven, like Jesus in the garden, Father, if it is possible for you to separate from me this chalice, do it. But above all your will be done, but not mine. 15. If thus you pray and watch, I will stop the angel who approach us to offer you the chalice of proof. But if the divine will is that you hurry it up, I will be with you to give you strength, and you can come out triumphant from the test. Do not forget that for one who suffers by blessing me, many reach mercy. Now you can understand that those who are clean from sin carry pain within them, because they are worthy of helping to wash the spots of his brothers. 16. It was not my wish that man suffer pain on earth. Moreover, from the first to the present, they have wanted it that way. Carry your bundle with patience and love, and offer me your sufferings with humility. 17. How have men suffered uselessly in this world? How much they have wept without reaching an award and without gathering a seed. Instead, those who have known how to bear their cross with patience, when the last moment has come for them, and have believed find themselves at the bottom of an abyss, have opened the eyes of their spirit and have seen themselves standing on the mountain. 18. It will not be the bloodshed in your fratricidal wars that saves humanity, but yes, yours prayerful of love and charity and your virtues, which will make your brothers worthy to feel my peace. 19. Do not proclaim that the peace that the nations have signed is the true one. Watch and pray, so that peace may build on a foundation of spiritual and human love, not terror or death threats. 20. This false peace, created by men, is similar to a castle built on the shifting sand of the sea, that it will soon come over land when the waves tossed by the winds lash it. 21. I, the spirit of peace, have proposed it to men through their conscience, saying, here I am, love each other and you will be saved. 22. Humanity wants to continue in childhood. It has not wanted to reach adulthood, because after living so much on earth and waters it with her blood and tears, she has not yet known how to collect the fruit of experience. So he continues to ignore what peace of mind means. His heart has hardened, and because of that his noblest sentiment, which is charity, does not vibrate within him. So the chalice of pain has been felt in each of my children. 23. All the pain caused by men will be united in a single cup that will be drunk by the guilty. So it will awaken your dormant spirit. Then you will see, in the face of unforeseen events, notable men and powerful abandon their post or their people to hide with their spirit shattered by remorse. Others will be disturbed by reason and the gift of speech. 24. What do you say about all this, people? Do you feel ready to search for humanity, lost in the crossroads of a road? 25. See in what a short time nations prepare a war and make any man a soldier, while I prepare you since 1866 to be soldiers of this cause, and I cannot contemplate one of my children fully prepared. 26. This time is different from the first and the second. Today you live inside a chaos of unchained elements, visible and invisible. Oh, the one who doesn't watch, because he will succumb, and he who is ready has to fight. 27. Thousands of invisible eyes are watching you, some to stalk you in your path and make you fall, others to protect you. 28. The weeds advance, spreading through peoples and nations, penetrating hearts and homes. 29. Customs degenerate and men, women, and children become familiar with wickedness. 30. Faced with all these misfortunes, do not cover your eyes or cover your ears, because your heart will not be sensitive to give love and do charity, witnessing my work before his brothers. 31. I do have to see everything, because I love you, and after judging you I will come to save you. 32. Times of greater bitterness are coming. For then I prepare you, so that you do not say that the Master did not speak to you in prophecy. If by that time you are already prepared, you will come out ahead of any situation. 33. I will make peace among men through my envoys. How do you want the peace of the world to be founded about hatreds, ambitions, and fears? But first, the fire will scorch, the waters will wash, and the snows will purify. 34. Disciples, be strong so that you resist the unbelief of men, so that persecution, slander, or the attacks do not make you faint. My word will shake the spirit of humanity. The theologian will be compelled to consult his science. The philosopher will scrutinize his greatest teachers, and all sect or religion will be deeply moved by my new revelations. Then the battle of ideas, because while some awaken to the truth, others will want to remain in their fanaticism and traditions, and will fight against each other. In the midst of this struggle, the voice of my true disciples must be heard, saying to the unbridled mobs, do not turn the fruit of life into an apple of discord. 35. Now you feel small and weak, but tomorrow you will be strong, and you will truly love me, because I will discover to you what theologians will not be able to discover, and you will understand what the wise will not be able to understand. But not because you are greater or more loved than others, but because from the first time you have known how to open your heart, like a tabernacle, where I have been depositing in each of the times, the law, wisdom, and revelation. 36. In the first era you knew the symbols. The tabernacle or sanctuary that kept the ark, where they were kept the tables of the law. When those symbols had fulfilled their mission, I will erase them from the earth, hid them from the sight of men so that the world would not fall into idolatry. But the sense or essence I left written of those lessons in the conscience of my servants. In the second era, after the sacrifice of Jesus, I made the greatest symbol of Christianity disappear. The cross, along with the crown, chalice, and everything that could have been the object of fanatical adoration on the part of humanity. 37. In this third era, I have come to present myself within the tabernacle of your spirit, to deposit in the ark stored there my new revelations. 38. You came at this time as prodigal children to the Father's house, and I told you, look, in your absence they dispersed your younger brothers, and I was left alone at my table. And the people in their ingratitude have fallen into disunity, and many have denied. But today I have come to give you back your wealth, to feed you so that you can go in search of those who are lost, so that you bring them before my presence. Then you will be at peace. 39. I do not come to claim to your matter the fratricidal war that humanity has ignited, and the disunity that still exists among the people of Israel. It is to your spirit that I address myself, because discords and schisms weigh upon it that the tribes of that people have suffered from the day when the sons of Jacob filled that father's heart with pain, telling him that beasts had devoured Joseph in the desert, when in fact they had sold him to merchants. 40. Since then that bad seed germinates in the hearts of this people, who today have before them a new time to honor their Lord, complying with the law of loving their brothers without distinction of race or language, and of being salvation and blessing on all the nations of the earth. 41. The name of Israel has been given to you by your father, and it is a spiritual name. I have made great revelations to you, and I have clothed you in strength so that you will not feel unworthy when he calls you that. 42. It is your spirit that I come to see, as I have done in all times. 43. My doctrine teaches you a perfect, spiritual and pure worship towards me, because the spirit of humanity has arrived, without realizing, before the threshold of the temple of the Lord, where he will penetrate to feel my presence, to hear my voice through his consciousness and see me in the light that descends into his mind. 44. The emptiness that men feel within their different religions in this time. It is because the spirit hungers and thirsts for spirituality. Rites and traditions are not enough for him. He longs to know my truth. 45. I discover deep down in many men the inner struggle between spirit and flesh. He wants to go beyond splendor of ceremonies to find the beauty of the spiritual. I have lit that light that illuminates and worries you. I am that voice that calls you. No one has been able to explain your concern to you or understand your inner struggle. Only I have penetrated into your heart. I know your yearning and your thirst. I am also the one who shows you the path that you must continue on to find what you are looking for. 46. How many of those who listen to me, after being sincere and confiding their feelings to someone, have been admonished, unknown or hurt by the noblest of spirit? 47. You who listen to my words, ask me, why have I come among the most insignificant and sinful to manifest through them the lessons of my spirit? To which I answer, I do the same as you when you are parents on earth. You devote more attention and care to that of your children who is the weakest, the sickest, or to the one in danger of going astray. 48. If humans do that, what won't your heavenly Father do for his children? 49. The light of my word has arisen among you like an oasis in the spiritual desert of this humanity, so that all the walkers who seek water and peace of spirit draw near to him. 50. It is necessary that this doctrine reaches all men. She will make light in the darkness of the confused, of the ignorant, and of the proud who think they know everything. 51. My word will reconcile spirit with flesh, since there has long existed enmity between one and the other, so that you know that your body, that you have considered an obstacle and a temptation to the spirit, can be the best instrument of your fulfillment on earth. 52. Wash your spirit and your body in this waterfall of light that in the third era overflows on you, so that you understand my teaching. He who is clean can penetrate what was previously a mystery, because regrets do not stop him on their way. 53. Confess before me, before whom you will not be able to falsify or hide anything that you carry in your heart, and you will feel through consciousness my divine absolution. Dignity will be your attire with which you will not be ashamed to present yourself before any man, no matter how great he is, already in power or in science. 54. Sound my seed of love. You are on earth, which is also a teacher of men, and teaches you that what you sow, it gives it back to you multiplied, as a proof of gratitude and love. 55. So is my Father's Spirit. I am the supreme and divine compensation. May your seed always be good and clean so that you can collect it multiplied in good fruits, so that your spirit, which has been stained with sin, come clean to the bosom of God. Much has to live and be purifying, because he must come to me without the slightest trace of evil or the faintest shadow of his past imperfections. 56. If on earth he was blasphemous, as he gets closer to the presence of his Creator, only a song of love will flow from him. 57. Spirit. How long are you going to make me wait for your arrival at the top of the mountain? 58. There where I ascended from the cross, there I wait for you. 59. You are slowly approaching. It was necessary to liberate yourselves, first stripping yourselves of your earthly goods, because those possessions had stolen your spirit from me. 60. Come to me, to the feast that your Father has prepared for you, so that you can take the lessons that correspond to you and that form your inheritance. 61. Think seriously about the generations that come after you. Think about your children, to whom, as well as you, I have given the material being. You also have the duty to give them spiritual life, that which is faith, virtue, and spirituality. 62. Making my light vibrate on my beloved people, I descend to you to bring you the peace of my spirit. You are a short number, but your love for me is great. 63. Now listen to me through the spokesperson, since you are not yet capable of directly receiving divine inspiration. 64. I had to prepare these subjects beforehand, so that the vibrations of my thoughts could be captured by them as faithfully as possible and transmitted to the multitudes. Notice that when they speak, they explain that they are not the one giving you the teaching. His voice has told you, I am the divine master who comes to speak to you. Who is giving you the teaching? His voice has told you, I am the divine master who comes to speak to you. 65. The form of my communication may be changed, but the spiritual essence of my doctrine is the same, absolute, immutable, outside of time and space. The infinite is eternal. 66. Only the love of your spirit will understand these lessons. Why? Because he identifies with what is spiritual, with its essence, which is eternity. 67. By showing no interest in knowing himself, man delays his elevation and understanding of what eternal life holds, and that is why he has not reached the completion of his work more fully. 68. You have been born in me, the spiritual and material life you took from the Father. And figuratively, I can tell you that at the time of being born of me, I was born in you. 69. I am born in your consciousness. I grow in your evolution, and I fully manifest myself in your works of love, so that you may say with joy, the Lord is with me. 70. I am preparing you like little children, because the time for the joyful bell to ring is approaching, playing in triumph, announcing with joy the spiritual awakening of humanity. 71. Listen to me in silence, and in silence meditate, O people. Tomorrow awaits you. It is the path that you will have to travel to get to me. But already illuminated by the light of my teaching, you can be guided by what you have studied and understood. Knock on my door. I am the only one who opens it. I am the revealing master. Ask, and it will be given to you. 72. In the desert of your long pilgrimage, Christ is the oasis. It is necessary that you have much faith, so that you know how to find it in your hours of loneliness or anguish. 73. I taught you to renounce yourselves and to renounce the false greatness of the world. But to many it has been impossible to understand this lesson, because it seems impossible to them to conceive of life without luxury, without pleasures or riches. But in this time, full of pain, and with the experience acquired in the lessons of life, they awaken by themselves to the light of truth, and how great will be the astonishment of mankind to discover that by dematerializing and simply shedding the superfluous, you will feel a new being spring up within yourself to a new life. 74. Beloved disciples, among whom I count to the last, after my departure only those who have been prepared. There are those who feel indifferent when I talk about this, because they think that there are still years to go. Each time will be like an instant. I will fulfill my mission as master. But when my ray descends for the last time to the end of 1950, I will never again take human understanding to manifest myself in this way. Trust me, disciples, that I will keep my word not to leave you alone. I will make you feel my presence. I will give you inspiration. I will comfort. Watch now and watch later, so that you will never be surprised. May he who sneakily tries to steal your inheritance find you alert, or the sick man who sends to you a call from his bed in the middle of the night, so that you give him the balm of your love. 75. With great clarity I have spoken to you so that you understand me. You have done that for some time. My word is materialized, because you are short of elevation to understand me. But when my departure is near, my word will be higher on the lips of the spokesman. 76. As my teaching makes more revelations to you, you will find a way to correct your mistakes, to regenerate your life, and separate yourselves from all vice and bad inclinations. If you become clean, when you speak of my work, you will have to be believed and considered as disciples of Christ, who truly preach his teaching with examples and works of love. That is the garment of grace that you must always wear, and by which you can distinguish between your brothers. 77. Spread out on earth as prophets of my divinity. Wake up lethargic humanity. Announce that justice is coming. Tell her that Sodom was warned, but she disregarded the prophet of God, and on the day of her judgment inexorably I arrive. 78. The elements only wait for the time to unleash themselves on the world to wash and purify the earth. How much the more sinful and haughty a nation is, the greater will be my righteousness over it. 79. Hard and deaf is the heart of this humanity. It will be necessary for the chalice of bitterness to reach him so that he listen to the voice of consciousness, the voice of law and divine justice. Everything will be for the salvation and eternal life of the spirits, which are the ones I see. My peace be with you.